of the group. Sorry. Okay. So, like I said, I'm going to explain again the chanting that we chant today. This is the Dhajagga-paritta. Okay, why it's called Dhajagga-paritta? Because it's just a part, I'll say, part of the long chanting. Okay, this chanting we chant it very often. Soon I will explain it. But normally we call it itipiso. People they know it more on the words of itipiso. But the official name for this chanting is Dhajagga. Dhajagga is a boundary. It's like a flag. That, for example, the king or the leader of the group of the soldiers, when they are coming to attack the enemy, so there is someone that's showing where we should attack, what is the direction. So everybody following, and normally it was like he was riding on horse and carrying some boundaries, some flags. So all the army know in which direction to attack. And why this why it's called Dhajagga? Because in the official Dhajagga Sutta, this is coming from the Samyutta Nikaya, Samyutta Nikaya 11.3. And there is the story about this, that the Buddha, he collect the monk, and he tell them the story about one time that the angels, the Deva, they make some war with the Titan. The Titan, it's like Asurakai, we call it. Maybe next week, I try to see, maybe next week I will explain this one also. So the Buddha, he collect the monk, and he keep them comparing. He said, one time it was a war between the angels and the Titan. And the Saka, the king of the Titan, the king of the Deva, the angels, he collected the angels, and he told them that when they are going to the war, if the fear coming on them, if the war coming on them, they have to think about him as a great king because they trust him very much. He is example for them. And in the moment that they would think about him, so then the fear will go out for them. And then if they don't think about them, they should think about another king. If they don't think about the other king, they think about the other. There's all together, it's 4 great kings. It's called Jatu Maharajika. And then it's for the 4 great kings. And so the king said to them that in the moment that the king of the angels said to the soldiers, the other angels, that if they are going to the war and the fear will come on them, they should think about the leader, the kings. So if they think about their own kings, so then the fear will go out from them. And the Buddha, he said to the monks, in the same way I'm telling you, that if you go to the jungle, you go to the small house, maybe in the place, and fear coming on you, any occasion the fear will come on you, you think about me. And if you think about me and my characteristics, my powers or whatever it is, then the fear will go out of you, from you. And if you don't think about me, you think about the characteristics of the Dharma. When you think about the characteristics of the Dharma, then the fear will go from you. If you don't think about the Dharma, you think about the Sangha, the characteristics of the Sangha. Okay? So this Dhajagga actually, or the Paritta that we are chanting, it's talking about the different kind of quality of the Buddha, quality of Dharma, and quality of Sangha. Okay? So this Dhajagga, this is the reason the Buddha said. Actually, the Buddha told them that actually the kings of the angels, they also have greed, anger, delusion. So if compared to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, the Buddha himself, he don't have greed, anger, delusion. So even his quality is higher than angels. And if the angels can trust on their own kings and the fear will get out from them, so of course, if we are as a monk, as a people following the Buddha, we have a fear, we think about the great quality of the Buddha, the Dharma and the Sangha, and for sure the fear will go out. So this is very important chanting. When people fear, for example, when you are flying on the airplanes, when you're driving in the car, when you have some, I don't know, some people, even students, if they have tests or whatever, and for sure if people are going to practice in the lonely place and fear coming on them, they can make this chanting. So the Buddha say you make this chanting, you think about the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, then the fear will go out. You can use it as against worry. Actually, this is like I said, what is the meaning of this sutta? This chanting is quality of the Buddha, quality of Dharma, and quality of Sangha. If we talk about this, it's including all together nine quality of the Buddha, which I will tell them later. Soon I'm going to explain it. 9 quality of Buddha. About this Dharma, there is a 6th quality of the Dharma and 11 quality of the Sangha. Okay. Now, this sutta actually, it's not mentioned only in this sutta, Dhajagga-paritta that I told you. It's mentioned in many places in all the books. In which occasion, normally, it's talking about the quality of the Buddha. Because it's something like people coming to the Buddha, they say, we hear that the Buddha have this and this and this and this and this quality. It's true or not true? They ask this kind of thing. And then they're starting to say the quality of the Buddha himself. So mostly you can see, or many times you can see the quality of the Buddha himself only independent. It's going without the Dharma and the Sangha. In different occasions, sometimes the Buddha, people coming to the Buddha and they ask what is the quality of the Buddha tells them his own quality. So he is mentioned only the part of the Buddha, okay? What the quality that I'm going to, not the Dharma and not the Sangha. But in different occasions, you can see also all this Dhajagga-sutta completed. For example, there is occasion that Ananda, in the last, when the Buddha is going to die, okay, it's called Mahaparinirvana Sutta. The Buddha going with Ananda. And then in certain time, the Buddha, Ananda start to ask the Buddha, what happened with this and this monk? So the Buddha told them, this and this monk became Sotapanna. And then Ananda asked the Buddha, and when this and this monk died, another kind of monk, and give the name, what happened to him? Where he go? What happened to him? And then the Buddha said, so after he died, he became Anagami. And then the Buddha asked, and what about this and this bhikkhuni? What about them? When they died, what happened to them? And then the Buddha said to him, this and these 2 bhikkhuni, when they died, then it became Anagami. Okay? So, and then like this, Buddha started to tell him, this and this and this and this monk, he became Sotapanna when he died. This and this monk became, then Buddha looking at Ananda, he said to him, why you trouble me so much? You're asking so many questions. For what you're asking all these questions? I will teach you there, and then the Buddha say, like the test of the Dharma. He said, I will teach you something, and by this test, you know the people. And what the Buddha said to him, he started to tell them the itipiso, this chanting. He said to him that if anyone, he really had the confidence about all this quality of Buddha, quality of Dharma, quality of Sangha, it means they are at least Sotapanna. So he called it, in this case, he called it the test of the Dharma. Okay? So this is another occasion when the Buddha used it, the itipiso. There is another occasion also in the stories that, for example, Sariputta was the right-handed of the Buddha. He was enlightened, okay? His brother, sister was enlightened. But his mother was nothing. She didn't believe on the Buddha. She think, the other, something like she was Brahmin, believing in different kind of teachers. And then Sariputta decided to finish his life, when he passed away, to finish his life in the house of his mother. His mother was still alive. So he came back home with many students of him. And during the time he stayed there one night, and during the night that he stayed, or during this period of time, one day and one night that he stayed there, many kind of, let's say, angels or I don't know, creatures, whatever, angels, let's say, they come to visit the Sariputta. Now, the mother, because she's Brahmin, she's in the caste of the, she know this kind of sentient beings, let's say, or this kind, she by the name, she knows them. She cannot recognize it. So every time another one coming to Sariputta, the mother asks, who come to visit you now? So the Buddha, Sariputta said to her, the great kings, 4 great kings come to visit me. Said, what? This is the, and then another time he asked, who is now come? Sekka come to visit me. Ah, really? So the mother was so wow, you are so important. I never know that you are so important. You are my child. You're so great person. So she said to him, if this is if you are so important person, so who is your teacher? What is the quality of your teacher? So Sariputta started to tell her at the Itipiso. When she was hearing the Itipiso, she became Sotapan by herself. It's been almost in the last moment of the life of Sariputta, the mother became Sotapan because she was just here the Itipiso. Okay, so this is another occasion that we see this. Okay, now all of you know the mala. Huh? This is the mala. The mala have 108 beads. Important monk in Thailand, he took this 108 and create from this 108 good things in the Buddhism according to the Itipiso. But he didn't divide, it's not all the quality of Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, because if you count how many, actually you see, we say that we have Buddha himself have 9 quality, Dharma have 6, so it's already 15 quality, and the Sangha have 11, so we come to 26, yeah, if I don't know wrong with calculation, but it's not coming to be 108. So the monk, he divided in certain occasion. I don't know exactly how we make it. I cannot remember because at that time I get confused a little bit when I was saw it. But just from in Thailand, this is considered to me 108 good things for in the Buddhism according to the Itipiso. This Thai tradition. Mala, if you look at the, I think in the internet, you can find mala in every tradition, many tradition, even shaman in India or Muslim, Jewish, I don't know, whatever, Hare Krishna, so many, everyone has his own interpretation. But in the Buddhism Theravada tradition, it's coming from the Itipiso, the 108. Okay, so that's why I also mentioned this one. I will see just that I include everything what I want to say now. Okay, so now I try to go with you words by words and to explain you what is the quality that the Itipiso is talking about. It's starting with the Buddha. Okay, so the first one is going Itipiso bhagavā. Okay, arahaṁ sammā-sambuddho vichacharana sampanno sugato lokavitu anotaro purisa dhammasara desata deva manosanam buddho bhagavā ti. Ti is just a point because they don't write Pali. There is no letter in Pali, so the people have to know where they finish. They talk about the Buddha, so the T it's like a point. Okay, so the first things they mention about the Buddha is arahaṁ. What is the meaning of arahaṁ? Arahaṁ, the official word of arahaṁ is to be far from something. Okay, where it means. To be someone that to be far from something. What far from what? From greed, anger, and delusion. This is actually the meaning of the arahaṁ. Arahaṁ is that he far from greed, anger, delusion, and this was something like he far from kilesa, from ignorance, So this is actually the first meaning of the first word. Okay, and because of this, if you give them honor or you give them you respect them, so you get a lot of merit. So this is the first how to say title or names that they give to the Buddha is arahaṁ. Normally, when you say arahaṁ, you mean about someone which get enlightened. This is what the meaning, the translation for arahaṁ, someone that get enlightened. But the word enlightened coming from the idea that he just far from something. From what? From greed, anger, delusion. This is why they say that he's enlightened. The second word or what they give to the Buddha is sammā-sambuddho. Sammā-sambuddho also you can look at it in two ways. In one way, sam, so it means by himself. Okay, the meaning of sam, it means by himself. And buddho, it means knowing. It means he know by himself. He understood by himself. He didn't have any teacher. He sit under the tree by himself. He make accident. He understood the vipassana, the Four Noble Truths by himself. So this is the meaning of sammā-sambuddho. It means something like self-enlightened one, without any teacher. That's why the Buddha have students, but they are not sammā-sambuddho. They are not self-enlightened. They are arahaṁ. Like I said, they are far from kilesa. So they are arahaṁ. So the Buddha was the first arahaṁ by himself. It's also mentioned about this that is not Pacceka Buddha, because Pacceka Buddha is enlightened by himself, but it means silence Buddha. This is the meaning of Pacceka Buddha, silence Buddha, because he get Buddhahood, it means he gets into self-enlightened without any teacher, but he will not teach. Okay? So it means Samā, there is the Micha, which is wrong, and there is Samā, which is right. Yeah, like Samā Jiva, Samā Vayama, this is the Eightfold Path. Right thinking, right wisdom, right? Okay? So Samā, it's the word of right, it means truthfully. Okay? It means be full enlightened and also self-enlightened. It means it's different from the even Buddha, Pacceka Buddha, because the Pacceka Buddha is not fully enlightened. He cannot teach everybody. Many qualities that sammā-sambuddho have, the Pacceka Buddha don't have. And of course, it's different from normal arahaṁ. That's why they call him sammā-sambuddho. It means fully and self-enlightened. The Buddha didn't have any teacher. For example, after the Buddha get enlightened, he wanted to pay respect to the teacher, but he didn't have any teacher. So how he can pay respect? He was thinking about the body tree that he get enlightened under. So he was standing and gazing, looking at the tree for 1 week. And this is the only one that he can give respect to him. It's the tree that give him the shelter to get enlightened. Okay, but he didn't have any teacher to pay respect. So this is the second title. The next one, the third one is Vichacharana Sampanno. What the meaning of this? It means that he fully complete, also with knowledge, also with the virtue, okay? With a good contact. He also have good behave fully and also have a full knowledge about everything. He also have the knowledge from the learning, from understanding by intelligence, from memory, and also from the practice itself. So from his own experience. Another meaning is talking exactly like he behaving. He behaving exactly like he talking. Same like if we talk about the water and the air above the water, they go together. So his behavior and his speech, if he says something, it will happen. Okay? So it must be that if he speaks something, these things will happen. He will not say it for nothing. It cannot be mistake. So this is an it means because his knowledge and his behavior, it's fully. What does mean knowledge? You know everything. You know inside and you know outside. And also the behavior, it's the 227 precept of the monk. Very, very pure. So this is mean Vichacharana Sampanno. And like I said, the knowledge is also because of knowing information, like memory, like we are reading books or whatever, but also because of experience, self-experience. The next word is Sugato. What the meaning of Sugato? The one that go to the bliss, to the good place, to nirvana. Okay? So we also here, Sugato, you can look at it in two ways. One is the meaning, well gone. You go perfectly. You go in a good way. Okay? Something like, talk about the way that you go. The second, you go to the bliss. It's when you go to the highest place, to nirvana. So this is the one that go to the bliss place. Sugato. Now we come to the fifth. Loka vidu. What does mean loka vidu? You know all the words. What do you mean know all the words? You know all the universe. You know, for example, the Buddha said that in our Milky Way, there is millions of stars, which is the same like the earth. There is animals, human beings living there. Okay, you know how from the atomic, all the quant, all these things, till how the earth is, all the universe going up and like I would say like a Big Bang going and come back. And this he described it, yeah, the cosmology, how the earth coming to be and how it's disappearing and how. Like the scientists that found also. So this means loka vidu. You know all the world. You know what is happening in the stars. What happening. He can send his mind to there also. 6. Anotaro Purisādhamma Sārati. It means the great master or teacher from all the people which can be trained. You see, even the great master, the students of the Buddha, some they cannot teach. They didn't know how to teach. The Buddha have the quality, have some kind of supernormal power that he can know the mind of the people and how to feed them, how to give them the right practice for themselves. I give you an example. There is one, you know, the right-handed of the Buddha is Sariputta. He's the most clever. Before I mentioned his name with the story about the mother. Sariputta was the most clever from all the monks. Okay, and he had one time students, and he tried to teach the students because he saw that the students have attachment. Okay, a lot of attachment to be with. So he told them, why don't you go to the graveyard, you look at the dead people, but it was so attachment inside this person. And Sariputta didn't imagine how much he had attachment. So he could not, it became conflict in the mind of the students. Because he liked so much the beautiful, he cannot see the ugly. So after some time, they go to the Buddha because the students ask Sariputta what to do, how do we solve the problem? I cannot get anything, what we should do. So the Sariputta told them, let's go to the master. Why? Because the Buddha is the only one which capable to teach everybody which can be teach, because some people never can be teach. The Buddha just keep quiet, you cannot teach it. It doesn't mean that everybody can teach. The Buddha says some people have a lot of dust in the eyes, cannot teach them. But people have little dust, can teach. And the Buddha could teach everybody that have the capability to teach. So the Buddha saw this man, this monk, and he know that he was goldsmith in the past. He had so much attachment to the beauty. So what the Buddha let them do? He told them, go and look at the flower. Beautiful flower, lotus. And because of this monk have so much attachment to the beautiful, he looked at the flowers and he found very beautiful one. It's very difficult for him to find because every small thing is disturbing him. So till he found very beautiful flower, he look at the flower and look again and again and again and again. But what to do? Everything is anicca. So slowly the flowers start to go down, became like a rotten, not so beautiful anymore. Okay? So the monk could understand anicca by this. That he saw the beautiful, but he saw how the beautiful change. So this is how he could get it. Okay? By inside anicca he got. He get into Sotapan by anicca. And this is even Sariputta, the right hand of the Buddha, enlightened person. He the only one can really explain the Buddha very deep, but still cannot teach everyone because the Buddha himself have like a special jhana, special concentration or idi we call it, that he can feed the practice to the people. So this is what I mean. Anotaro Puisadama Saradi. And then we continue to the next things. This is Sata Deva Manosana. Sata, it means teacher. Okay? Sata, the meaning of the word Sata is teacher. Deva, it's angels. Manosa, it means human being. It means a teacher of human being and angels. Why? What is so important? It's very important. Normally, many teachers, if they wanted to solve some problem or they want to do something, they were contacting the angels. They was advising with the angels. They was asking them what they can see, what they can know, something like asking the knowledge of the angels. But here we're talking about the Buddha, which not only not advise with the angels, but actually is giving advice to the angels. And also to the Brahma, the gods, very, very high level of sentient beings. So it's not only that the Buddha didn't advise with them, the Buddha used to teach them. And when the Buddha used to teach them, normally the Buddha he divide the day to different parts. So it was on the evening to the night. During the maybe between 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock at night, this is the time that the Buddha he give times to angels to ask questions. And many suttas is talking about conversations or advice that angels and Brahma they coming and asking the Buddha. That's why the Buddha mentioned they give him the title as Sata Deva Manosana. It means teacher of the angels and human beings. And then the 8th title from the Buddha, it's Buddho. Buddho, it means the one that enlightened, the enlightened one. The one that know, that open the eyes from the ignorant. Normally we have dust in the eyes, we cannot see anicca dukkha anatta. We cannot see the form of the truth. Even we can understand, okay, this is not my body, this is, okay, this is not my thinking, but still we have attachment to this. Very difficult for us to get out from this idea and to experience it. So the Buddha he called Buddho because he cleared the mind from the ignorance. He know reality. I don't know if you, for example, There is very famous movie, something like it's in mention. Sorry that I'm comparing it, but just the idea. A movie called Matrix. That when the person understood that something like looking things as a computer, so then he don't take the thing serious. So when people understand, or if someone can understand non-self, he don't take himself serious. He don't take the pain as a serious. Normally we attach so much to our pain, our body, our sickness, and then we worry so much what will happen to us, or we don't like it, we angry about it. But in the moment that we let go, we don't attach to it, then we are not suffering from this. We don't identify with this. We don't take ourselves in a serious way. So easy to let go, to experience things from outside and not with strong identification. And this is very difficult. We can talk about it. We can understand it intellectually, but the Buddha could experience it. Okay, that's why they call him Buddha. It means he could see the anicca, dukkha, anatta very clear. He could see the Four Noble Truths clear. So he can go out from the ignorance. He can clear the ignorance. And then the ninth one, it's called bhagavā. Bhagavā, it means the excellent, the sublime, the bliss. Why? Because you think something very, very treasure, something very, very, maybe diamond, maybe gold, maybe something very difficult to find. What is the most things? They say even in the ancients, they have diamond there. But actually the Buddha is very, very rare to find, very difficult to find. Someone that can show us the way to open the eyes and is appearing not so many times. It's very, very far distance from each other. It means to meet the situations that you can meet the teaching of the Buddha and the Buddha himself. It's very, very rare to find. That's why it's called sublime. Okay? It's like excellent, something very, very high level, that's very, very difficult to find, not only that it's good quality, but also very rare. That's why they call it bhagavā. The one that is on the top, okay? Something like this. So this is 9 characteristics of Buddha. Now we are going to, I said Dharma. Dharma, we have 6 characteristics of Dharma. These 9 characteristics, it's most of the time, or many times in the sutta you can find them, because like I said, for example, people meeting the Buddha, they ask him about himself, so the Buddha used this expression about iti piso bhagavā, so something like this, so describe himself. And the Dharma and the Sangha, it's in another occasion as a full formula. Okay, so it's mostly you will see the expression about the Buddha himself in the suttas. It's repeating in many occasions. So we talk about the Dharma. Sawakato pakawata dhammo. This is how it starts. And the meaning of this is that the Dharma is very well extended by the Buddha. The Buddha teaches very clear. They say, good in the beginning, good in the middle, good in the end. Very understandable. You know, they say that Ananda, he said to the monk, after the Buddha passed away, the Ananda said that the Buddha gave him 82,000 stories. And what the meaning? He teach the children, he teach kings, he teach Brahmins, he teach angels, he teach so many directions. The Buddha explained it very, very clear so the people can understand it. Okay, the angels can understand it, even children, like I said. So the title of the Dharma, it means Sawakato Bhagavata Dhammo. It means the teaching of the Buddha or the Dharma is very well expanded, very well taught by the Buddha himself. He knew how to explain it very, very clear. And then continue to the next one, Santitiko. Santitiko, it means to be seen here and now. It's not something that you have to wait for this. In the moment that you are ready in the mind, in the moment that your quality, the faculties, is already built enough in the person, here and now you can experience it. It's not something that you can say, okay, maybe it's in another times or something like this. We have to wait later. It's something like the waterfall. When the waterfall coming, in the moment that the waterfall coming or the river coming to the waterfall nearby the sea, it's immediately falling. Okay, so here and now you can experience it. Also, if we talk about the moment that the mind change into the sotapan, for example, it's just a split moment. So it means that when the person develop the 5 faculties equally, they just in one moment they can change into, we call it like a blackout. So it's not something that it's have to wait long time or whatever. In the moment that the mind ready, he will get it. So it means Santitiko. It means to see here and now. The next one is, the third one is Akaliko. Akaliko, it means timeless. The Buddha said the Dharma, there is no ending to the Dharma. The Dharma exists all the time, even when the Buddha is not exist. There is the sutta called Dhamma-niyama. In the sutta called Dhamma-niyama, it means the nature of the things. And the Buddha said that it doesn't matter if the Buddha exists or not exists. In the nature, everything is anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Okay? The Dharma is all the time. There is no ending, and it will not be ending. Even if we talk about Buddhas, will come again and again and again and again and again. Never will stop to reborn another Buddha, another Buddha, another Buddha. The teaching will come again and again and again and again. So it's never get lost. Okay? Even it will go down, like if we talk like a wave on the sea. So it's go down, but then it will come again. The teaching, another Buddha will come. And then it go down, another will come. Another will come, another Buddha, never ending. So all of us as sentient beings, as creatures, we have the ability to meet the Buddhism and to get enlightened. So this is the meaning of Akaliko, which means timeless, no ending, no stopping. Now we come to the 4. The 4th one is Eipasiko. It's inviting to come and to see. There is no hiding. You know, some religions, they don't let other people to practice. Only religion people allowed to practice. They're allowed to learn. For example, I know for example, they talk about Kabbalah for Jewish. They say, you should not do, you have to learn many things before, it's just a secret or whatever, okay? Another, maybe, how you call it? No, the Druze people, for example, I know only the religious people allowed to learn this. Okay, for I don't know if you know what this means, Druze. Some kind of religion, some kind of things like theory. They say not everybody can learn, but from the Buddhism, everybody can learn. It's inviting you to come to learn. Okay, so it's. You just have to come to experience. You have to learn it. You have to. Everyone can do it. It's need training. It's need patience. It's need effort. But it's not something that you are stupid. You cannot learn. You are stupid. You don't. You cannot do it. or only you are not qualified, you don't learn. Okay, so the Dharma, according to Buddhism, everyone, even animals, in the future, when they turn into human beings, still they can learn. Okay, so it's not hiding from anyone. We come to the fifth one, Opanaiko. It means leading inward. People, when they look at themselves, they can understand themselves very, very deep. Okay? They can see their body and their mind. They can see their emotion. They can see their behavior. They can see the cause, what caused them suffering. They can understand themselves also physically and also mentally. Okay? So it means that this not to go and to cut a mouse or to kill animal to search what will happen in the mind or I don't know the brain of the animals. So when we looking, we can see and we can understand ourselves. It's showing ourselves inside. Okay, our behavior, bodily and mind. Very, very deep inside. So this is the meaning of Opanaiko. It means leading inwards. Okay, into us, inside ourselves, mentally and physically. And then 6, Pachatam Vetitapo Vinyuni. The meaning of this, actually you can look at these 2 ways. One, you can say the person knows himself. In which way you know yourself? You know you like sugar, you like salt. You know you have anger, you don't have anger. You know you are still have doubt on Buddha or you don't have doubt. Okay? It means the person knows himself. This is the meaning of the Dharma. This is one meaning of the Dharma. Another meaning of this, it means that the person has to find it by himself. It's to be understood by the wise person by himself. Okay? It's not that Buddha can give enlightenment to anyone. Even the Buddha himself, he was enlightened, he was a great teacher, but he just showed the way. So the person himself has to find it by himself. Okay? And this is what means Pachatam Veditapo Vinyuni. The one meaning is that the person knows by himself. He knows, for example, nobody knows if you are Sotapanna or you don't Sotapanna. But you can know by yourself. Okay? Nobody know what you like, what you don't like, only if he can read your mind. So that's why the Buddha can say this person is this and this person is in this level or that level, because he can read the mind of the people. But actually the person, he can know if disliking coming on him or liking coming on him. If he enjoy from this or he don't enjoy from this. So this is one meaning. The second meaning is that the person knows by himself. It means nobody can practice for you. You have to practice, you will discover, say, I cannot give you the nirvana or the knowledge. So this all together, it's a 6 characteristics, let's say, of the Dharma. Now we are coming to Sangha. Sangha, we have 11 characteristics of the Sangha. Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho. Okay, what is the meaning? Sangha, I will try to explain you like this, you can see the meaning of the sentence. Su, it's beautiful. Okay, Su, it means beautiful. Suvacho, it means someone that has right speech or beautiful speech. Okay, Su, it means beautiful. Patipano, it means patipat. Patipat is mean practicing. Supatipano, it means the beautiful practicing. But this we come to the end because we start from the end of the sentence. Sawaka Sangho. Sangho, it means community. It means is community. Sawaka is students. Any one of you teacher in the school, so you have a Sawaka. You are teaching Sawaka in the school. Sawaka, it means student. Sawaka Sangho, it means the Sangha or the community of his students. And then bhagavato, bhagavā, we say the venerable, we say the highest. Before I explain you about the quality of the Buddha, I say one of them is bhagavā. It means the bliss or excellent person. So it means Supatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho. The meaning of this, the community of the Blessed One, which train perfectly, okay, or practice, not train, or practicing or train very well, okay. So this is the meaning of this, that they are practicing in a good way. It means they are practicing in the good direction, and also they are practicing in the without any wrong practice inside themselves. Okay. So this is the first characteristics. They are practicing very well, because you have to understand that in the moment that the person becomes Sotapan, he cannot make a mistake anymore. He just develop on the right way all the time. The second one is Uchu Patipano. And what the meaning of Uchu? It means direct. Direct, straightforwardly, directly, okay? Also honest, in the honest way. Why? Like I told you, in the moment that the person became Sotapan, actually he became part of the Sangha. Because we talk about the Ariya Sangha. Ariya Sangha, Sotapan, Sakatakami, Anagami, and Arahaṁ. So when we are talking about the Sangha in this case, we are not talking about any monk, all the kind of monk. We are talking about the Sangha as Ariya Sangha. This is the description of this quality of the Sangha. It's not that one monk became now a monk and then included in this Sangha. The Sangha in this case, it's the Sangha of the Ariya Sangha. It's Sotapan, Sakatakami, Anagami, and Arahaṁ. And in the moment that the person becomes Sotapan, all his mind is directed to one direction, to one thing. He has only one goal. Whatever he will do it only in one thing, for one thing, for Nirvana. It means straightforwardly. If you go, for example, if you go on the street and you see beggars, you don't give the food to the beggars to make fun to the beggars, to make nice for the beggars. This will come as a loving kindness. But his aim, he knows this is good things, it's important things for the right directions to Nirvana. So there is no emotion, there is a wisdom there. The loving kindness that will come out of the giving to the poor person is not with emotion, how nice that he will not suffer or whatever. It will come with the wisdom that when he don't suffer and I'm making the offering, we all go to the happiness. It means Nirvana is the goal. Whatever the person doing in the Eightfold Path, it's for one aim. It's to complete Nirvana. That's why not more than 7 reincarnations, the Sotapan will be enlightened. Because all his mind directed to one aim, one idea. And that's why they say it's Uchu Patipano, it means straightforward, directly, like a target. But another way to say it's also in the honest way. Because it must make it out of purity. Now we continue to the next one. It's Yaya Patipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho. The meaning of this, it's they go on the right, I'd say, behave, or in the right way of walking, methodically, okay, right method, or right universe word, or right conduct, right manners. Okay, this means Uchu. Uchu, it means right conduct, right manner, right rules, the true way. This is the meaning of Yaya. Okay, let's see if I have another. Also, we can say system, right system. Okay, this is mean Yaya Patipano. Patipano, I told you it's a practice. Okay, Yeah, it's like a true or universal rule or right conduct. And bhagavato, it's the excellent person, like you talk about the Buddha. Sawaka is a student. Sangha is the community. Now we continue to the fourth one. It means Samichi Patipano Bhagavato Sawaka Sangha. Samichi, it's from the word Sama. I told you. There is the Eightfold Path. There is Sammā Titi, Sammā-sankappa, Sammā-vaca, Sammā-kammanta. It means right thinking, right speech, right action, right. They use the word Sama. And the word Samichi, it's actually come from this word, from Sama, from right. Opposite from the Micha. Micha is wrong, okay? So in this case, it means that they are trained by the wisdom, by the right way of life. They can say masterfully, insightfully. They say also right course of life or correct in the life. So this means like they don't go in the wrong directions. They don't using wrong direction in the life. They're using right direction of the life. This is the meaning of Samichi. Now coming to expression. Jataro Jatari Purisa Yugani, Atta Purisa Pukala. Actually, this is two different expressions. Jatari Purisa Yugani, Atta Purisa Pukala. Now I try to explain you. This is talking about, I just translate first. Jatari, it's like a fork, the word fork. Purisa, it's a human being, man, let's say man, okay? Yugani, it's a couple, okay? Twin, let's say, or couple. So this is the first expression, it's Jataro Purisa Yugani. It means there are four pairs of people, of human beings. And the second expression is Atta Purisa Pukala. Purisa, we say it's a man, okay? Atta, it means 8. And Pukala, it means individual. Before we talk about pairs, couples. Now we talk about individual. It means this is two different expressions, but actually they are expressing the same things. The first sentence talking about the four kinds of pairs. Two people, another two people, another two people. So altogether we get 8 people. Okay? 2, 2, 2, and 2. What is this 2, 2, 2, and 2? Now, if we talk about Ariya Pukala, we're talking about the Ariya people. What are the Ariya people? Sotapan, Sakatakami, Anagami, and Arahaṁ. Sotapan, it's enter the way. People clean, let's say, just for expression, 25% from the greed, anger, delusion. Okay? This is the first step. Second step, people continue practicing the cleaning 50%. Okay? So they are something like Sakatakami, the second step. And then cleaning more, maybe 75%. They are Anagami. And then cleaning 100% from greed, anger, delusion from the mind. They are arahaṁ, enlightened people. So if we talk about the 4 pairs, this is Sotapan. These two pairs that will be Sotapan. This will be Sakatakami. This will be Anagami, and this will be Arahaṁ. Okay? Now, why we have 2? In each person have 2? Because when we are practicing, we are cleaning slowly the mind. Okay? So we are coming into the stage before we are Sotapan. That we reach into, let's say, all the faculties very high. And in this moment, there is the moment that the person is changing immediately from normal person to Sotapanna. It's a very split moment, very fast moment. We call it the blackout, okay? Or in this moment, the person, this experience called Magga. Magga, it's more knowing of the way, in this case, Sotapanna, Magayana. Sotapanna, Magayana. In the moment that the person get the Sotapanna, Magayana, something that the person get into the room of Sotapanna, okay? Or into the stage of Sotapanna. So he will get the blackout and he will change and will make transferring from ordinary person into Sotapanna, into enter the way person. Its mind immediately cut the grid angle delusion. I said 25%, okay? So he change, he makes transferring. But this person now is a Sotapanna, he cannot go backward. So it's happening the first time that he experienced the changing of the from normal to Sotapanna. But if he will continue to practice, he might experience the same condition, but it will not be already Magga because he's already Sotapanna. He cannot change again to Sotapanna, but he will experience the fruit of the Sotapanna. So this we call Phala. Phala, it means the fruit. So it means first it's the knowledge of the way. It's Sotapanna Magga. The second it will be Sotapanna Phala. Okay? So every time this Sotapanna will experience the experience of Sotapanna enlightened stage, it will be Phala. Now this Sotapanna will practice till he will come into the, again, Magga of the Sakatagami. The Sakatagami, it means one time return. So in the moment that he makes the transfer from Sotapanna into the Sakatagami, he will experience only very split moment. But then he will continue practice, he will have Phala. All the time, Phala, Phala, Phala. So you have Magga and Phala. Magga and Phala, also same things with the Anagami. Also with the Arahaṁ. Arahaṁ, you get Arahaṁ, you became Arahaṁ. You will not be Arahaṁ 2 times. You already Arahaṁ. But the Buddha, in the moment that he was sitting meditation, he became Arahaṁ. But you don't need to be again to be Arahaṁ. He's already there. So every time he experienced Nirvana as Arahaṁ, 45 years, he experienced Phala. He didn't experience Magga anymore. Magga only in one moment he experienced. So he changed into an enlightened person. But then you don't need to be again an enlightened person. He's already enlightened. But every time he experienced the feeling of the experience of bliss. So in this moment, he just experienced Phala. It means the fruits. Phala is also fruit when you cut from the tree. Fruits, you eat apple, it's called Phala. Okay? So the fruit in this case is the fruit of the Arahanta person. So every stage like this, you have Magga, Phala, Magga, Phala, Magga, Phala, Magga, Phala. So all together it's 8. But this is Sotapanna, it's 2 pairs. Sakatagami, 2 pairs. Anagami pair and Arahaṁ pair. So we have 4 pairs and 8 kind of people. This is how we get it. So this is the expression of Jatari Purisa Yugani. It means Jatari, it means 4. Jatar, okay. Jataro, it means 4. Purisa, it's men. Yugani, it means couple, okay? Or pairs. So it's 4 kinds of pairs. Atta Purisa Pukala, 8 kinds of universal, individual people. So this is individual and this is the pair, okay? So this is the expression of these 2 sentences. And then we come to 7. The expression of 7, it means that they are worthy of gift. They're worthy for worship, okay? For fame. from glory. Why? Why it's like this? That people, it's good for people to respect them, okay? To give them gift. Why is it? Because if we talk according to Buddhism, it's that if suppose you give something to the animal, okay, to the dog, you give him, let's say, food. You give to the food to the animal, it's dana, it's good things to do. But if you give to a human being, because human being is more developed in the mind, so the receiving of the merit will be higher. Because according to Buddhism, the merit that you gain, it depends on the quality of the purity of the person that you give to. So if you give to people that keep 5 precepts, it's more strong merit that you give to the people which not keeping precepts. If you give to someone keeping 8 precepts, it's more strong. If you give to someone that keeping 10 precepts, like someone, it's even more strong to you. If you give to monk, it's more strong because he keep more precepts. Sotapan, Sakatakami, Anakami. So that's why the Buddha said that they are worthy to give them offering, because the Sotapan, Sakatakami, Anagami, and Arahaṁ, they're so pure in the mind. Okay, or let's talk about Arahaṁ. It's very pure in the mind. So when you give them gift, okay, so you receive very strong merit. I'm not talking about Buddha, that you give to the Buddha, how merit you get, because of the purity of their mind. The level of the greed, anger, delusion, how they keep the precept, this is make them worthy, that when you give them something, then you get, for example, you give them shoes, you give them, I don't know, whatever, you give them furniture or something to use, you worship them or you are respecting them. So this will give you back a strong feedback. The next one, they're worthy for hospitality. It's what I mean, paunayo. Paunayo, it's mean they're worthy for hospitality. It's mean if you give them a place to stay, you will gain a lot of merit from this. Why? How come that you give place to the monk? It's very strong. Actually, the Buddha said that to give a place it's the highest from all the giving. If you build a center, if you build a meditation center or whatever, it's the highest, even more than food. Why? Because in the moment that you give to the monk or whatever, to the Sangha, facility to practice, then you give them the condition to develop their mind, to purify their mind, so they can go all the way to nirvana. So that's why the Buddha consider that if people give a place, shelter, or let's say meditation center, it's highest from all the giving that actually you can give to the monk or whatever to people. Yeah? Yeah, because you give them actually the conditions that they can develop their mind. The food is not considered like this. For example, I show you how the food is not considered as even it's important for us to live, but it's not so high like giving the place. One time it's happened that 2 monks, the Buddha, he can just come back and he gives food with them, leftover food. So one monk say, if I take the food from the Buddha, then I will be, my stomach will not be, I will not feel the hunger, and then I can comfortably practice. The other monks say, no, better I don't take the food. So I can challenge myself with the development of the feeling hungry and greedy. So the Buddha admired this monk. He said, oh, the monk that wanted to take the food, or the monk that didn't want to take the food, is actually higher thinking than the monk that's just thinking that I take on, then I feel satisfied, so I can be quiet and practice nicely. Okay, so even like this, the Buddha said that if you don't have food, but you challenge yourself with the to overcome the greed, this is highest. So you see that actually shelter or place, it's much more important even from food. Okay? And of course for medicine, when we are sick, we just can acknowledge and we can develop ourselves from sickness. It's not mean that we have to go to extreme and stop eating totally. But what I try to say is that how much the Buddha consider that for even if you give food to the Buddha and 500 monks, it's still less than you build a meditation center or temple. Okay? So that's why the Buddha say, Paunayo, it means they are worthy to offer them a place to stay. Okay? Hospitality. It's not because they need, they are very proud, but it's actually give you back very strong effect, of feedback. Then the next word is dakinayo. What does mean dakina? Dakina, it means the donation or the food or whatever you give to the monk. Yeah, the charity the monk is walking is called bhikkhu because he's living out of bhikha. He go to alms round in the morning. People give him food. So whatever people offer him for eating or medicine or clothing. Before I say about aunayo, it's any kind of gift. Like I say, you can give them furniture, you can give them shoes, you can give them, I don't know, socks. But now I'm talking about dakinayo. Dakinayo, it means the offering that you give to the monk, whatever, for example, medicine or food, yeah, and yeah. Normally, how we give with the right hand. Huh? This is how we offer it. So dakina, the monk is living out of dakina, and when you want to give him something, you take it with the right hand and you give him with the right hand. So what it's make? The dakina, it's the right side of the body. Right hand is also dakina. Okay? It's get another meaning. Okay? So sometimes dakina is also right. But actually the official of dakina is the monk is living out of dakina. Yeah? Because of this dakinayo, it means they are worthy for having or to get for offering, to get offering, if you offer them things. Because again, this will come back to you. For example, the Buddha say about ayuwa no sukan balang. Yeah? What does mean ayuwa no sukan balang? This means long life, beauty, healthy, okay, and sukha, happiness. It means these four elements will come back to you when you give to the food to someone. So if you give this kind of things to the monk, it will give you great feedback to yourself. So this means dakinayo. The next one is Anjali Kalaniyo. Anjali, you know what is Anjali? Anyone you know? Anjali? Namaste. Namaste. It means they are worthy for respect. Okay? The Buddha said many sutta, he talk about respect the people which is worthy to respect is very high. Okay, this is also one of the 10 kind of merit. It's to respect the people, which is the elders or whatever. This is one of kind of merit. Respect elders. Also in the sutta of the good fortune. Okay, sutta of the good fortune. The Buddha said we should respect the one that is worthy to respect. So, and here the Buddha said that the Sangha, they are worthy of respect. It means in the moment that you respect them, this will come back to you as a merit. And then 11, it's including everything together, and it says, Anotaram punya ketam lokasati. It means they are as a collections, or they are adding the how to say incredible fields of merit to the world. Again, you see, when Sangha exists, the world can make a merit. This is one kind of understanding. It means that you can see by the conclusion of all these things, where they say that they are actually, because they are pure, they are walking in the Dharma, they are cleaning themselves. And this is as a characteristics that they clean the mind from the greed, anger, delusion. Okay? It's not because they are monk or whatever, they're having the dress, because the mind became clean according or during the practice or in the time that they are practicing. So because of the purity of the mind as a result of the practice, this is why they're worthy for all this giving. And so they themselves became as a field, big field of merit to support all the world. You see, sometimes we're talking about this, that you see when Ajarn passed away, immediately the COVID and the world go down. You see how much he was supporting the world when he was exist. In the moment that he died, many things, many problems start away around the world. Something like that. I don't know if it's superstitious or it's just a true thing. But it's, in effect, this is what happened. Since the moment that Ajarn died, wow, so many problems around the world. So when the Sangha still exists and the people can make a merit, so it's supporting the world with their merit. But another way is that because they are pure, when they are sending the merit to the world, when they are sending the metta, the loving kindness around the world, so they are making big fields of good energy all around the world. But when the Sangha is not exist, we don't have this kind of quality of the great merit or great fields of loving kindness around the world. So this is actually the 11 characteristics of the Sangha. So this is something like, now when we do the ETPSO, I think a little bit you can understand the meaning of what we are saying. And this is very, very important to do. Whenever we go to pagoda or whatever, so we go and we make, and normally we chant the ETPSO. And one important thing to use it is to overcome the fear, to create the more confidence about ourselves when we are thinking about the quality of Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, so we can overcome our own fear or any experience. Like I said, you need to go to test, okay? For example, you have test in school, university, you need to get another work, you need to travel somewhere, and fear coming. So very recommend just to chant this ETPSO. Any questions? Anyone want to ask something?
Yes, Ajarn, I want to ask, you gave a little Dharma talk to Asala Puja last time for Dhammatalk in a small community, and it was regarding a community, and you told the story of Tissa. Mm-hmm. And I asked myself, where can I find this long story about this because Bhikkhuni has the Dhammapada with small stories behind, but not the long one.
Mm-hmm. Normally, you see these stories, they are coming in the commentaries. They explain all these things in the commentaries. I cannot tell you now, but I don't mind to look at this, and I will, if I will find, I will be very happy to send to you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Shall I send you my email address?
Yes, please. Yeah. I think I'm not sure if I have it, so please you can send me, and you can write the question also, so I will not forget.
Yeah. And I'll send them to the Newman Vipassana Center, yeah?
You can, yeah. Otherwise, if you know my address, personal address also, you can send. But if not, you can send it to the Newman, then, yeah? No, you can send to the Newman and Yoga will transfer it to me.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. Any other question? Sometimes when there is no question, I don't know. Either everything is clear or either everything is not clear. So anyway, so if there is no any question, we will pay respect to the Buddha one more time. Arahaṁ sammā-sambuddho bhagavā Bhutan bhagavantam bhavivate Sawakato bhagavata namo Dhamma namasahami Supatipanno bhagavato Sanghasanga Sangham namami. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Bye,
Lato.
Ya, sudah.